Fruits, though, digest very quick. They're already coming from a position of about 12,000 angstroms of energy. They're going to yield you 9 maybe. So major difference when it comes to the Homo sapien nervous system and brain. We need those fruits for brain and nerve regeneration. End of story. So real important. You won't get anywhere trying to regenerate MS, Lou Gehrig's, Parkinson's with vegetables. That I've never have. And I use a lot of herbs with that. So yeah, and these fasts, you can do 20, I don't care what you have, cancers or MS or anything, you can use that. Be cautious, with nerves conditions because, sometimes you have to jog right or left, you have to power them up with some green drinks, and some of these advanced cases where they're just so thin and you're trying to work them, sometimes you have to shift and just power pack nutrition with greens and stuff, shift back to fruits and fasting. Detoxification, guys, is an art. And the fundamentals are there, but it's an art. See, it's like old, what's his name in gambling? He said you have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And this is sort of what you have to do sometimes with your clients is kind of work them through these pitfalls that can occur because some of these advanced cases are real serious cases and way out of the medical doctor's league, way out. So I appreciate this thing, and I feel sorry. This young woman wrote about she lost her adrenals by taking steroids. Same thing with digestive enzyme. You can't take endocrine glands are funny. You can't take what they make. You can't do it. And then have them, that's why the glandulars are so important to us in that case, because a glandular is nothing but the cells of the gland, which will inspire the gland to function and produce its own cortisol or its own neurotransmitters. That's the beauty of glandulars. I mean, we don't have too many tools out there. Herbs, when you have serious conditions like gland suppression or hypoactivity of glands, real slow. To really turn them on and make you feel better quicker. But it's all the tools we have, But the end result is always curative, and that's really what we look for. And us, the medical doctors and the naturopaths and the homeopaths, we all need to hold hands and work. I think medically, again, you all need to become homeopathists because homeopathics are great symptom treaters. It's just great stuff. And non-toxic, great stuff. In the same time, you've got to do this to find your remedy, your cure. You can control a symptom, but you've got to go for the cure, and then you're done. If not, the cause will still be in there, breaking you down, and then things just get worse and worse and worse, and it's not good. Someone asked me if I've ever seen anybody regrow permanent teeth. I've heard of people growing third sets of teeth, but rare. I mean, really rare. But the fact that one Homo sapien can grow a third set of teeth could mean that we all could. But I tell you what, we're so genetically weak. I just don't see that many people being able to do that. And so I don't know. I don't have a lot of people that can stay raw that long. I mean, some for 2 or 3 years, some of the serious cases. I had a lady that had advanced lung cancer. I kept her alive for 15 years, finally died at 86, but I could never get the cancer out of her, and she was raw for about 14 years, but she remodeled her kitchen at 82. When I met her, it was post-chemo, post-radiation. Of course, radiation burns right to the lungs. A lot of times gives you, we get a ton of lung cancer in here from radiation treatments. I mean, it's just a mess. And I kept her alive a long time. But, and every once in a while I had to give her something like chicken noodle soup or something just to keep her from ratting out, because all raw in the consciousness of man right now, real hard, guys. You guys are spiritual guys, so really it's helpful to stay raw when you're spiritual. But for those that are not really thinking godly so much, sometimes, no offense, but sometimes a little harder to stay raw for any length of time. And but keep working it. You got to keep working these programs until you're well, and then you balance out where you need to be. I did balance out. I'm glad I did, because it allows me to help you better. It gives me more compassion. If I'm too raw, I'm too strict, then sometimes I lose my clients because they see me as too strict or too whatever. I lose my compassion. So balance is really the middle path, Buddha, the middle path. You're not for or against, you're in the now, and you ride with balance. And I think that's real important here that you do that. Love your questions. I don't mean to insult anybody, so if I do, forgive me. But it's just the things I've experienced in 40 years, and that's what these videos are. So I apologize again if I offend anyone there. This lady has a lot of eye problems that I should speak, but we have some good formulas to help the eyes. There's raw eye tissue, there's bilberry, we've got a lot of good formulas. Ultimately, realize your eyes is nothing but cells and two fluids, like everything else. And so you really got to move those lymphs up here. If you've had your tonsils removed, that compromises the whole thing, not stops it. You really got to move on those lymphs, get these kidneys filtering, get these axillary lymph nodes opened up and moving, and everything can start draining, and it'll start draining the head. I have a eye wash. I remember one guy came in here and a hydraulic jack blew up in his face and just shoved hydraulic fluid in his right eye, and they wanted to remove it. And he said, "Is there anything you can do?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." I said, "Try this this eye wash because it pulls on, it gets blood and lymph moving." So sure enough, this hydraulic fluid just started pouring out of his eye, and his vision started coming back from the peripheral right in. And so that was a good case. Use that eye wash. It's a very good eye wash. It helps to clean and promote blood and lymph flow. Internally, though, you can take it internally, but internally go after that lymph system. You can use upper circulation, which is an herb formula that we have that promotes blood flow through the nerve into the eyes. But there's also the brain and nerve formula that'll turn on the nervous system again. So you got all these different things you can do. But you have fun with the herbs. That's the idea of herbal formulas, to have fun with them. And anytime you can fight things like Codex or anything, do. We have to stand up as channels for the Supreme Being and block anyone that'll take our freedoms and rights away. And you see that in Libya. You see that everywhere. These guys, doctors, lawyers, out there shooting guns. They want their freedoms. I love those guys. I don't care what their religion is. I love those. These are souls seeking freedom, and that's what we must do, because America has squashed a lot of freedom right now. And thank God we're not in Codex, because if it does, you all need to stand up, because they'll try to stop you from getting these great herbal formulas or even vitamins and minerals, even though I don't use them. But still, you can't take the freedom away from people. Governmental legislators, get your act together. Start thinking godly. Start thinking freedom, joy. Let's put the joy back in people. We've all lost our joy because everybody's taking your freedoms away. Not good. But anyway, keep taking care of yourselves. I really appreciate that. This lady's on 95 to 100% raw foods. Kick it up, though. Kick it up to the fruit side. The fruit has all the flavonoids and the coumarins and all the Bs and everything good. And the goodies, but it has the astringents, which helps to pull on that lymph system. So it's just good stuff, So have fun with this. And I hope I didn't miss anybody this morning, but I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate you viewing these videos. Sometimes I'm a little hard, guys, on the allopathic community, but if you sat behind my desk and hear story after story from thousands and thousands of people, you start to cry. You start to want to see things better. It's just we all need to work together and make this a really healthy planet. We all get our joy back, and it's a joy to live, and it's a joy to be on the rock. But maybe that's the whole point, is if you get too joyous on the rock, you want to stay here. And there's a lot of worlds out there that are so much more beautiful. I tell you, I've been an out-of-body traveler for years, and the worlds of God is massive, and there's so much beauty beyond this planet. But why not make where you're at now with the human body beautiful, I don't know. The consciousness is interesting here. But thanks again. Have fun today now. And I'll keep doing these videos. Keep with the questions. I do appreciate them very much. And if I miss one of you, please ask the question again and we'll get to it. Thank you. Bye-bye.